Also because and that's one thing that I remember personally. I was the one who was briefing teams going into Gaza, for example, before I went in myself. And part of my presentation was to make sure that everybody has in their mind that part of the humanitarian aspect of the principles, not to be partial. Because we had seen many times people who had been denied entry into Gaza by the Israeli authorities because of their social media posts. So we're like, social media is good.
Even I had something like that in America.
You post that you're supporting, post that you're going to Gaza, post you've come from Gaza, you've helped, but don't post your personal opinions on who you think is
right.
in the wrong, who is right. Because either way, each party thinks they're right. So you are in the middle going to help, and then you're posting that you don't like these other guys, and you think they're wrong. Chances are then that if they will need your support, subconsciously you'll refuse to support them. So then we saw a number of people who were denied, and we were told, because I was part of the coordination team with the WHO, coordinating international medical teams going in and out of Gaza. And we had a number who were denied completely. They were very vocal on social media about whom they thought was wrong in the whole conflict. And by that, the chances are they would have been at danger also when they were inside. Because depending on who they were siding with, you side with somebody on social media, you don't think they're reading it. And then you go in, and those groups have seen, whichever group has seen what you say.
And they've seen it's you.
And so we're very few international staff. So you go into Gaza, and we were probably a maximum ever was 90 international staff in that whole strip. So you're known, you come in and everybody knows. First of all, if it's me, I'm international, obviously. I can't hide. My skin color just stands out. And
you're definitely not you.
I'm not local.
Either.
Yes. And if you look at me on social media, you see me coming in and like, that is the guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah. So we have opinions, but we keep them to ourselves.
Yes. Wow.
We swallow them because once
must be hard. That's hard, right?
It was hard initially. It was tough initially. And of course, being human, you always want to go with your feeling, your gut feeling. But in the long run, I think with time and experience, you get to a point where you go in and you've shut out everything else. You're just going to support whoever it is.
Because I remember juzi to an medic friend of mine was asking me, sasa mkipata mtu ni jambazi na ameumia, how are you saving that guy? Why are you saving that guy and yet he's committed a crime or he's done a henious thing, like rape or something na amepigwa? Why don't you just let him die? And you really can't. You really can't.
Yes.
So the lecturer of ours told us of a story of how he just decided to amputate a guy's leg because he was terrorizing the community.
So that you want to go back?
It was terrorizing the community. He's come with a shattered leg. He's like, this one can survive, but let
it go. Maybe next time you just go hopping. He'll terrorize less.
I get that. So how is it when now you're in that, anyway, Gaza, we've always been at it. From radio zile za KBC, sijui Gaza, waasi wa Gaza.
Gaza's always been
when you hear Gaza, you just think bombs, you see dust.
It is exactly that, especially with this recent conflict. At least now there's ceasefire, so it's not that bad. But 2024, 2023, especially, this has been the worst conflict they've had. And basically, there was a missile dropping every hour. Every single hour there's a missile drop. So there was always a big blast that would shake the whole place. The gunshots all the time. So
do any of the humanitarians get injured?
Unfortunately, we've lost quite a number who've been collateral damage. Unfortunately, probably just by proximity.
That's a very bad word. Collateral damage.
By proximity to the explosion. Sometimes just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and have found themselves in an explosion or in a gunfight. That has happened. Not that much, but unfortunately, we've lost quite a number of international humanitarians. Locals, but the saddest has been the local staff, the local medics, the local people you work with. Those ones we've lost very many.
The local, in that country?
Yeah, the Gazans, the Palestinians. I've heard of cases where people meet in theater, you've seen a patient together with a surgeon. Guys go home tomorrow morning, then come to work. You think, hey, Dr. Ahmed, yuko wapi amechelewa? You're like, you didn't hear. His whole family was bombed last night. So we've had many cases. Someone comes and you find two brothers working in the same facility. One comes back tomorrow, the other day come back. Those we've had a huge number of that. And that's the toughest because those are people who would never leave. I at least can go home for rest and come back. These people are in it every single moment.
That's home.
They're home, they're losing people. Unfortunately, the Gazans cannot leave to escape, to go and become refugees elsewhere. So they're stuck in there. So they're seeing it, and they have to help their own people as they also struggle themselves. So that just increases the trauma times maybe 100. It's crazy. Yeah, Gaza is bad. I thought Ukraine was bad. I was in Ukraine for a year, and Ukraine we would get like an explosion thrice a week, and we were like, wow, that was bad. Until I went to Gaza, where it was every single hour. Either a tank is blasting or a missile is dropping, a ballistic missile. Gunshots is basically every time. And then there were drones. Drones were flying 24 hours.
Dropping things? Or
no, they're just, okay, we know they have payload, so they can drop if they need to. If they see a threat, they will drop. So if that drone sees something nearby that is a threat, they could drop a missile on top of you or whatever. But the fact that they were just buzzing 24 hours, you don't even sleep well.
The fear, man.
Yeah, and of course there's the fear of anything could happen. And there were surveillance drones, so at the same time, they're also checking on you guys, where do you go? So they knew basically every place you go to. You wake up in the morning, you leave your apartment, you've gone to the office, they know you've gone to the office.
The pay must be good because the trauma you get from there.
The danger pay is good.
The danger pay is good.
It kind of gives a kind of balance in terms of your remuneration. But the chances of you waking up is a problem. Because many times it was so bad that I knew Ukraine. I knew that a number of times I remember writing home. I'm like, hey, guys,
this might be my
last one. Because you hear missiles coming in and then they're just passed on top of your building. So that sound wakes you up. So you go hide wherever you're going to hide, maybe in the toilet, which is the most safe because there are no windows. In case of any blast, they won't kill you. But your building might go down. So
wait, if there are no windows, the blast won't kill you. Really? Oh.
I mean the glass.
The glass.
Most of the injuries are from the glasses breaking. So you go to a room that has less glass, or you go to 2 corridors.
Like hapa tuko saa.
Oh,
imagine.
Yeah. So you find like a corridor where at least the 2 walls are a pillar. So it's kind of like it gives you some kind of protection, quote unquote. But if the whole building comes,
it might still fall on you.
Yeah, so there's always that fear. So a lot of times I found myself thinking, this is the day. This is the last day. But then I'm grateful I'm still around.
In your book, you talk about post-traumatic stress. Well, how is that? Is this from these experiences?
It's from them, and for me, I think it's cumulative.
Cumulative?
Yeah, from Ebola.
I've done a lot.
I did Ebola 3 years, did South Sudan.
Because Ebola guys are dying.
Yeah.
South Sudan,
yes,
same.
South Sudan,
and you mentioned your internship was in Moyale.
In Moyale also. Gunshots, people are fighting. We were attacked with. I found myself in a shifter attack. My first.
I heard of shifters.
These armed bandits. So they're less now because there's a tarmac road, so cars can move faster. So it's difficult for them to hijack. Those days there was no road, so it was basically driving among the bushes, among the trees, whatever trees were there. So getting attacked was quite common. And we got attacked one of the times, I think in my second month in Moyale. And I escaped because I was at the front of the truck. So we were able to run out. The driver and a few passengers were at the front of all the trucks. We were like 5 trucks in a row, 4 or 5 trucks. So we got out and ran away in the opposite. I just followed people. I had no idea what was happening. The truck stopped, people began to run. So I also ran. So I didn't know what was. Next thing I was hearing gunshots, and then you see dust rising from the bullets shooting next to you. So whether they were missing intentionally or they were missing, I don't know, but they missed. But we ran like we were just running in the bush.
Have you ever been hit, no?
No. I've been lucky. I've been very lucky. I've been hurt, like falling and stuff like that, but not hit, not
no
shot at. Yeah, no bullet. I would not want to. I've taken bullets out of people. It wasn't fun.
I see nowadays we're in the era of quote unquote mental health awareness, and it's a good thing.
Yeah,
people are very mentally aware of themselves, And I was talking to Dr. Nyamuta, a psychiatrist, and we were saying, there's a good side of it, but there's also labeling and overdiagnosis of things. Kuna watu, my dog died, I have PTSD.
Yes. I'm traumatized.
I'm traumatized.
I can't live anymore.
and it's a dog that, not to take it away, but, it's a dog. How is it for you? Frontline worker in all those missions.
It's tough. As I said, it's been cumulative. I would say actually probably from days of Moyale, coming upwards. So it's just been, and I think it's just recently I began seeing a psychologist. Before that, I never thought I needed to. And it's the most common thing with most humanitarians is you don't want to go to a psychologist to be told you have PTSD, because then that might mean you're no longer able to function, you're no longer able to go and respond. That is a risk to your job. So many of us don't go intentionally. We know we are struggling with something. Many of us don't know it's PTSD, or we don't know it is just trauma that is killing us. We just know I need to go and drink because you need work, exactly. So over time, as I told you, I basically don't sleep much. Even if I go to bed at midnight, I wake up at 3.
Wow.
I go to bed at 11, I wake up at 1, 2.
That's been a constant.
That's been consistent.
In your book, I've seen you talk about the pills you take.
Yes. That time I was on amitriptyline, and it even stopped working. Melatonin stopped working. So I just sleep whatever hours I sleep. I wake up 3 in the morning, go back to sleep at 7. If I'm not working, like now, at least I'm able to rest. But during work, you go back to work and life continues. So the cycle just continues. Eventually, you crash because now your body can't handle too much.
So are they like? Do they come in form of like? Is it the insomnia or is it nightmares?
Insomnia, the nightmares are there.
Flashbacks or
a lot of flashbacks. A lot of flashbacks. So I don't get much flashback now. I used to have them, especially during missions. So when I was in Ukraine, I had flashbacks basically every single night. Now it's the fact that I just can't sleep. 3 every morning after Gaza, because Gaza, both Ukraine and Gaza, the attacks would begin at 3. The most intense. Time. Yeah. So my brain just wakes up.
So what's the treatment for that?
Good question. Because I haven't got treatment yet.
What is a psychologist, for example?
So a lot of what we've done with the psychologist is digging into probably previous trauma even prior to that. And I had not known that I had been carrying a lot way before even these missions began. One of the things I had been carrying around with me was loss of a patient in Moyale in 2008. I lost a patient. And that stuck with me. And I didn't know. I thought I'd dealt with it in my mind until it came up when I was doing security training in Amsterdam before I went to Ukraine. And we had a simulation of a lady who was supposedly shot in the right leg. So she had a right leg injury which was broken. And that patient had a right leg injury which was broken after a head-on collision. Very similar, and then he bled out and died. And I wasn't able to treat in time because it was a mass casualty event. I was the only doctor in the facility, and of course with the nurses and COs. So me running around in the process of now triaging all these other patients.
She bled out.
And everybody were bleeding. So this guy bled out. So this girl in the simulation had a right leg allegedly bleeding out. Of course, we put paint. And my brain went back to over 20 years ago.
Damn.
And I shut down in the training. So people couldn't understand. I couldn't understand what was happening. That's when I realized, I've been carrying this thing for 20 years. Just something
You've never dealt with it.
And then it triggered. And now from that time, I couldn't function properly in the training. And I had to talk to somebody. So I talked to the psychologist. And one of the things we've been told we are working on is digging back into anything that could have been a traumatic event all the way from childhood.
Now. So you bring it up and you deal with it.
Yes, deal with it, yeah. Talk about it, get it out, figure out what are the issues, and then, kind of get it out of the system. So that's what I'm doing slowly by slowly. And I'm not doing any medications. Sleep, I'm trying to use magnesium to just help me get into a normal rhythm without having to use sleeping pills. It works sometimes, but it gets
overwhelmed. That. Is it proved or is it research?
I do not know. I think it's still in research.
Because I've had patients come asking for magnesium.
It's something that I think in the psychology field it's being prescribed quite a bit. So I heard about it, and I think I stayed away for about 2-3 years before I said, you know what? I've tried amitriptyline, melatonin, all these other antihistamines.
Those things have tolerance,
exactly. So I needed to find out something that doesn't get me hooked. So I've been trying magnesium. I don't know if it works. There are nights I would sleep at least, then wake up by 5, which is a good night's sleep. But I've slept at 2, so 2 to 5.
That's 3 hours.
That's 3 hours. It's still better than 2 to 3. So, but most of the nights I wake up at 3. And then I stay awake until 7 in the morning.
And then during the day?
I just function.
Fully function?
Yeah, I've managed to, I think my body has adapted to that rhythm, or that weird rhythm. So I just function the whole day.
Wow.
I don't need coffee.
You don't need coffee?
No, I don't need to stay awake. My mind has caffeine.
Daktari, So is there consolation to all that? Because that doesn't sound like an aftermath that somebody wants to have.
No, it's something you don't want.
Yeah. So is there any consolation? You're like, okay, I did all this, I'm here now. But at least, is there?
It's just the gratification of the people we've helped. The number of people you're helping, the number of people that I've seen that, in my mind, I came to a point, I'm like, you know what, maybe if I wasn't there with the team that I was working with, this number of people would not have made it. So it's because of that support that we provided that we're able to at least get out of that dire situation. So I put all that together over the years of the people I've helped, at least the direct or indirect beneficiaries, and I tell myself, you know what, I've done a good thing, so it's worth the lack of sleep. And of course, the most important thing is to always get help, because that's where we make a mistake. We don't look for help proactively, and unfortunately, there is no proactive assistance that is there available all the time for responders. So that's one of the things that I am trying to advocate for in the book, that there should be people, and maybe it might be me, figuring out with some colleagues on how to set up.
Be the change you want.
Exactly. Be the change I want. Set up options for people to be able to find help. Because you come out of it and you're just there by yourself. So who do you talk to? I can't go talk to my family. I can't.
You'll traumatize them.
Exactly. At that time, I was telling my children some of the stories, like tidbits, and at some point, like after half an hour, like that's enough. That's enough. And then the next morning, like that, you told us all those stories. We had nightmares, imagining what would have happened.
To you.
I didn't tell them how bad it was, but they were imagining what would have happened if something had gone wrong. So I told them, okay, you know what? I will not give you too much.
What is this? Just me thinking, because you're quite multi-talented and doing a lot of areas. Do the things like, acting, going to the gym, lifting weights? You are a pastor.
I was.
You are a pastor. Do those things help with?
For me, they do. That's part of my coping mechanism, writing. So
writing as well.
Writing. When I write the book,
the book is here, guys.
Yes. So I put.
We were talking about it last.
Thank you.
Right here.
I put quite a bit of what I've gone through in the book. At the same time, as a script writer, so I put a lot of it. I convert it into comedy. So I create comedy skits of the experiences I have. So, for example, when I was in Ukraine, and then there was a very intense moment. One morning, 5 a.m., there was a blast quite nearby. A ballistic missile was dropped about a kilometer away from where we were. It was a big hotel, and the whole place shook. I just remember hearing the alert, the siren outside. Within about 20 seconds, I was off the bed, but I was asleep. So I don't know why I was off the bed. I just found myself standing. So to this day, bro, I don't know whether I got up and jumped off the bed or the blast shook me off the bed. But I felt the building moved and I was standing. so I'm like, what? Then I'm seeing things on the floor which were not there last night. I'm like, that ceiling looks weird. And then the next year, I think I was thrown off, And then, so I think hearing the name and getting thrown off, so I just instinctively just stood. So the next 30 seconds, I had to make a quick decision. What do I do? Of course, the training is quick run bag, quick like documents, some little money, some food, some snacks are in a bag near the door, always available. And my laptop always near the door. Even today, even in the house, I leave my laptop near the door. I don't know why. But it's always near. So if I need to go, I go with it. So in those 30 seconds, my first thought was I get my quick run bag, I get my laptop, I go out. Do I go downstairs to the bunker? So in this moment, in the 30 seconds, I think, so do I first of all pee? Or do I just go? Because if I don't pee and then I pee myself outside when I'm scared and I'm bombed, people will find me with piss. That would be embarrassing.
Wow, that's a thing to worry about at that moment.
It crossed my mind in those 30 seconds. And then I said, you know what? I actually went and peed.
You peed fast?
Peed, came back.
Wow,
picked my stuff, ran. So I ran out, running out. So when I came back, I began to script that. So I have a whole script about that experience.